In a world filled with distractions, constant noise, and an endless rush of information, the greatest power you can cultivate is the ability to turn inward, to focus solely on yourself. Imagine a life where your mind is clear, your energy is protected, and your heart is at ease, untouched by the chaos surrounding you. What if you could tap into this state of inner peace every single day? The Buddha once said, "Silence is an empty space. Space is the home of the awakened mind." These words hold deep meaning because in the midst of our noisy lives, silence can be a sanctuary, a place where clarity emerges, where wisdom is nurtured. True strength, as Buddha teaches, does not lie in seeking validation from the external world, but in mastering the art of inner peace and self-awareness. The ability to be calm amidst the noise, to stay focused on your truth, and to protect your energy from being drained is the kind of power we should all strive for. But what is silence? For most people, silence is a void, something uncomfortable that needs to be filled with distractions. Silence is often feared, misunderstood, or dismissed as empty space. But what if I told you silence isn't empty at all? What if instead it is the most powerful tool for self-discovery and transformation that you could ever possess? Silence is not an absence of sound, it's a presence of mind. It's a space where clarity arises, where our truest selves can be heard. When we redefine silence, when we begin to see it as a tool for self-reflection and inner discovery, it becomes an incredible source of strength. Think of moments when everything around you quiets down. Those precious seconds where your mind isn't pulled in 1,000 different directions, and you can simply be with yourself. In that space, the clarity you gain can guide you to deeper self-awareness, better decision-making, and a greater understanding of your emotions, your thoughts, and your desires. We spend so much of our lives reacting to the noise around us. We allow the rush of conversations, the endless distractions, and the external pressures to pull us away from our own truth. But silence invites us to pause. It invites us to observe rather than react. It allows us to hear ourselves more clearly, to discover who we truly are beneath all the noise of everyday life. Consider a moment in your day when you can carve out a few minutes just for yourself, whether it's a brief meditation in the morning, a few moments of deep breathing before a big decision, or simply sitting quietly and observing the world around you without rushing to fill the space with words or thoughts. That silence can offer you something that constant noise never can: insight. It gives you the opportunity to step outside the distractions and return to your center, to listen to your inner wisdom. As we continue this journey, let's talk about transforming loneliness into solitude. This is a concept that is often misunderstood, and yet it holds the key to much of our inner peace. You see, loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is that aching, gnawing feeling of being disconnected from others, of longing for companionship, for validation from the world around you. It's the feeling of emptiness when you're by yourself, like there's something missing. But solitude, on the other hand, is an entirely different experience. It is a conscious choice to be alone, to enjoy your own company, to reconnect with yourself without outside distractions. Buddhism teaches us that solitude is not a negative space. In fact, it is essential for self-discovery and spiritual growth. When you are alone, you have the rare opportunity to truly reflect on your life, to examine your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and your desires. It is in these moments of solitude that you find clarity about who you are and what you want from life. It is a time to step back and understand your strengths and weaknesses without being influenced by the opinions or expectations of others. But the key is to embrace solitude, not to fear it. Many of us fear being alone, thinking that it's a sign of something wrong. But solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is a gift. It is in solitude that we learn self-love and self-acceptance. When we are alone, we are not seeking validation from anyone else, and in this, we find peace. We are enough. It's not about waiting for someone else to fill the space in our lives. It's about filling that space with our own presence, with our own sense of worth. Instead of running from moments of solitude, we should learn to appreciate them. Spend time doing things that nourish your soul. Read a book that inspires you, meditate to deepen your self-awareness, or take a walk in nature to connect with something greater than yourself. These are the moments where we cultivate a sense of inner peace that can't be disturbed by external influences. When you transform loneliness into solitude, you realize that you don't need anyone else to complete you. Your peace comes from within. So, the next time you find yourself alone, don't panic. Don't try to fill the space with distractions or noise. Embrace the silence. Use it as an opportunity to reconnect with yourself. In this quiet, you will discover that true contentment is not something found in others, but something found in your own heart. Now, let's explore how you can use silence as a powerful tool, one that's strategic, calculated, and impactful. We often think of silence as passive, something that just happens when there's nothing left to say. But in truth, silence can be one of the most powerful weapons you have in any situation. The art of remaining silent, especially when faced with conflict or criticism, is a skill that can transform the way you navigate through difficult circumstances. Buddhism teaches us that silence is a tool for cultivating wisdom, patience, and emotional intelligence. In a world where everyone is quick to speak, to defend themselves, or to make their voices heard, choosing to remain silent in the right moments gives you control, not only over the situation, but over your own emotions. When you pause and choose silence, you create space. You give yourself time to reflect, to center yourself, and to approach the situation with a level head. Imagine this: you're in a heated argument, someone is criticizing you, or a person is speaking with aggression. The natural impulse might be to react, to defend yourself, to respond immediately. But in doing so, you're feeding the fire. You're playing into their energy, allowing their negativity to dictate your emotional state. But if instead you choose to remain silent, you take control. You communicate that their words do not have the power to disturb your peace. I remember a situation where a colleague tried to undermine my ideas in front of the entire team. Instead of responding with defensiveness or anger, I simply stayed quiet. I allowed the silence to hang in the air for a few seconds. The effect was immediate. The aggressor shifted uncomfortably, unsure of how to proceed. Their words, no longer met with a reaction, lost their impact. When you remain silent, you create a mirror for others to see their own behavior reflected back at them. The silence you give them often speaks louder than words ever could. This doesn't mean you're retreating or running away from the situation. No, it's about choosing your response wisely. Silence, when used strategically, is a show of strength. It's an acknowledgement that you are not willing to be dragged into someone's drama or negativity. You have the power to disengage without losing your sense of self. Moreover, silence allows you to listen. It enables you to observe the situation more clearly, to understand the underlying motivations behind someone's words or actions. When you speak less and observe more, you begin to understand people's true intentions. This deeper insight allows you to respond with greater clarity, empathy, and wisdom. In practice, when you find yourself in a situation where silence could be your answer, take a moment to pause before reacting. This doesn't just apply to confrontations, but to any moment of stress or emotional charge. When you feel the urge to respond impulsively, step back and give yourself space. This simple act of pausing can shift the entire energy of the conversation. It doesn't mean you're weak or unsure. Rather, it shows that you are confident in your ability to control your emotions. It shows that you know when silence is the most powerful response. As we move forward, let's discuss how to break free from the cycle of seeking validation from others. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly seeking approval, whether from friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers on social media. We live in a culture that places a high value on external recognition, where likes, shares, and comments often determine our sense of worth. But Buddhism teaches us something profoundly different. True self-worth, according to Buddhist philosophy, doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. When you constantly look outside yourself for validation, you surrender your power. You give others control over your sense of self, and this inevitably leads to feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, and emptiness. But what if you could break free from this cycle? What if you could learn to validate yourself, to recognize your value without needing others to confirm it for you? Imagine how different your life could be if your confidence came from a deep sense of self-assurance instead of constantly relying on external opinions. This is the path to true inner strength. In Buddhism, self-worth is rooted in inner wisdom, not in the fleeting approval of others. When you stop seeking validation, you reclaim your power. You become the sole authority on your worth. Instead of waiting for others to give you permission to feel good about yourself, you learn to acknowledge your value, your uniqueness, and your contributions without needing anyone else's approval. This shift is not always easy. In fact, it requires deep inner work. It means questioning why you seek validation in the first place and recognizing the patterns that keep you stuck in the cycle of approval seeking. Once you begin to recognize this, you can start to take steps towards self-validation. You don't need to explain or justify your actions to anyone. Your decisions, your choices, and your path are valid simply because they are yours. A simple, powerful practice is to start setting personal goals based on what truly matters to you. Not what others expect from you, not what society says you should value, but what aligns with your heart and soul. When you begin making decisions for your own growth, rather than for the approval of others, you create a deeper sense of fulfillment. Celebrate your achievements privately. Remind yourself that your worth is inherent and doesn't need to be validated by external recognition. You are enough, just as you are. The more you practice this, the more you will find that external validation becomes irrelevant. Your confidence will be rooted in your own self-assurance, and your happiness will no longer be dependent on others. You will discover the quiet power of being yourself without apologies, without needing anyone else's permission. One of the key practices that can help you build this inner strength is meditation. Through meditation, you create the space to connect with your true self, to witness your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's in this stillness that you can begin to recognize your worth, independent of what others may think or say. Over time, as you meditate and build this inner connection, you will find that the need for external validation slowly fades away, and you stand firm in your own sense of self. Now, let's explore the concept of strategic withdrawal and how taking a step back can be one of the wisest actions you can take to protect your peace and personal growth. In our busy, fast-paced world, we're often encouraged to keep pushing forward, to strive, to always be on the go. But Buddhism offers a different perspective. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back, evaluate, and create space for reflection and renewal. Strategic withdrawal isn't about running away or avoiding your responsibilities. It's not a sign of weakness or failure, but rather an act of wisdom. It's the ability to recognize when a situation, relationship, or obligation is no longer contributing positively to your well-being and having the courage to let it go. It's about prioritizing your mental and emotional health and making decisions that align with your true purpose. This kind of withdrawal creates the space you need to recharge, refocus, and realign with your values. Think of it as pressing the reset button for your mind, body, and soul. Whether it's taking a break from a toxic relationship, stepping away from a draining social media feed, or simply taking a moment to pause amidst the chaos of everyday life, strategic withdrawal allows you to regain clarity. It gives you the time to reflect, without external pressures or distractions clouding your judgment. Imagine you're in a toxic work environment where negativity is rampant, and every day feels like a battle. You might be constantly stressed, constantly trying to prove yourself, and drained from the relentless demands. In such a case, taking a strategic step back can be immensely helpful. It doesn't mean you quit or give up, but rather you assess what really matters, how the situation is affecting you, and what you need to do to preserve your peace. Sometimes, withdrawing from the source of stress, whether it's a person, a habit, or a job, can offer you the clarity you need to move forward with renewed purpose and perspective. Buddhism teaches us that this kind of retreat is not about avoiding problems, but about addressing them with greater wisdom. It's about knowing that you don't need to respond to every situation in the same way. Some situations require action, but others require reflection, patience, and waiting for the right time. By taking a step back, you allow yourself to view things from a higher vantage point and see what's really important. Strategic withdrawal can also be incredibly helpful in relationships. If you find yourself constantly giving to others, whether in terms of time, energy, or emotional support, and feel that your efforts are being taken for granted, stepping back can create the boundaries you need to preserve your energy. It's important to recognize when you're giving too much, especially when others are not reciprocating in a healthy way. Withdrawing from these situations doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. By prioritizing your own well-being, you show others that your time and energy are precious. Another aspect of strategic withdrawal is learning to say no to things that don't align with your goals or values. In a society that often glorifies busyness and overcommitment, saying no can feel uncomfortable. But when you learn to say no with intention and clarity, you create the space for more meaningful engagements and activities that contribute to your personal growth. Ultimately, strategic withdrawal is about self-preservation. It's about knowing when to step away from situations that don't serve you and when to give yourself time to recharge. This practice helps you build resilience by reminding you that your energy and peace are your most valuable assets, and you have the power to protect them. Let's discuss how you can let your results speak for themselves, and why doing so is such a powerful way to navigate through life. In today's world, we often feel the pressure to constantly talk about our plans, our dreams, and our ambitions. Social media is filled with updates about everything we're doing, every little milestone reached, and every future goal. But Buddhism offers a refreshing perspective. True success and growth are not measured by how much we talk about our goals, but by the quiet, consistent effort we put in behind the scenes. The idea here is simple. Let your actions be the loudest voice in the room. When you focus on your journey in silence, without the need for external validation, you channel your energy into meaningful progress. This approach allows you to avoid the pressure and distractions of trying to impress others or prove your worth. Instead, you put your energy into what truly matters: growth, learning, and self-improvement. In Buddhist philosophy, there's a great emphasis on humility and patience. The process, not the praise, is what brings value. When you announce your goals prematurely, or when you seek constant validation for every little step you take, you create unnecessary pressure and expectations. Constantly seeking recognition can even dilute the true power of your efforts, leading to a sense of accomplishment that's not actually connected to real progress. Think about the example of nature. Trees grow silently, rivers flow without needing applause, and the sun rises every day without a word. They do their work without announcing it, and the result speaks for itself. Similarly, the greatest accomplishments in your life will happen quietly through consistent effort and commitment. When you focus on the process and let go of the need for external praise, you build a foundation of genuine success that stands the test of time. The power of silence in this process is profound. When you choose not to talk about your goals, you protect them from unnecessary criticism or negative influences. By keeping your ambitions private, you create a safe space where your goals can grow and mature without interference. You allow your efforts to unfold naturally, without the noise of external expectations clouding your vision. Think about how often people respect those who demonstrate their abilities through actions rather than words. Whether it's in personal development, career growth, or lifestyle changes, those who silently work toward their goals with discipline, persistence, and patience are the ones who truly make an impact. Others will notice your transformation, not because you've spoken about it, but because they've seen the undeniable results. That is the power of focusing on your journey quietly. This doesn't mean that you should hide your successes, but rather that your greatest achievements will naturally become apparent as a result of your consistent, diligent effort. When you let your results speak for themselves, you stop seeking validation from others, and instead, you build a deep sense of satisfaction from knowing that you are on the right path, regardless of who notices. Now, let's dive into the practice of discovering freedom in not reacting. In a world filled with constant noise, opinions, and distractions, one of the most profound teachings of Buddhism is the art of non-reactivity. This means cultivating the ability to pause, reflect, and choose your response, rather than being controlled by your emotions. The ability to stay calm and composed, no matter the external circumstances, is a powerful tool that leads to true inner peace and freedom. In many situations, we are triggered by our emotions, whether it's anger, frustration, fear, or insecurity. Our immediate instinct is often to react, to defend ourselves, or to lash out. But Buddhism teaches us that these impulsive reactions often create more suffering, both for ourselves and for others. When we react without thought, we lose control of our emotions, and our energy becomes scattered, often leading to unnecessary stress, regret, and more conflict. Learning the art of non-reactivity doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or ignoring the issues at hand. It's about mindfully acknowledging your feelings without letting them control your actions. Instead of reacting impulsively, you choose to respond with awareness, intention, and clarity. This practice allows you to stay centered and grounded, even when others try to provoke you or when difficult situations arise. Think about a situation where you might be criticized at work, or perhaps someone cuts you off in traffic. The immediate impulse might be to feel upset, angry, or defensive. But what if you paused for a moment? What if you chose to acknowledge the emotion without reacting to it? By doing this, you create space for a more thoughtful response, and you gain the ability to navigate the situation with grace and wisdom. This ability to pause and not react immediately is a practice that requires patience and self-discipline. It involves becoming aware of the physical sensations in your body when you're triggered. Perhaps your heart races, your chest tightens, or you feel tension in your shoulders. Instead of responding right away, you can choose to take a deep breath, observe these sensations, and allow the emotion to pass through you without acting on it. Over time, this practice helps you detach from the emotional triggers around you and strengthens your ability to stay calm, no matter the circumstances. Non-reactivity also protects your energy. Every time you react impulsively to something or someone, you give away your power. You allow external circumstances to dictate your state of mind. But when you practice non-reactivity, you take back control. You choose where and how to invest your energy, and you stop letting negative situations drain you. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about responding to challenges thoughtfully, with clear intention and self-awareness. This practice also enhances your relationships. Often conflicts escalate because both parties react emotionally, fueling the fire and making it harder to find common ground. But by choosing not to react in the heat of the moment, you create space for understanding and resolution. You give yourself the ability to listen more deeply, to truly hear what the other person is saying, and to respond with empathy rather than defensiveness. One of the most important benefits of not reacting is the freedom it brings. When you no longer feel the need to react to every trigger, you reclaim your inner peace. You no longer feel like you're at the mercy of every little upset, every criticism, or every argument. You are free to live your life with greater clarity, wisdom, and balance, and you can approach each moment with calm awareness. By practicing non-reactivity, you begin to master your thoughts and emotions. Instead of being controlled by outside forces, you learn to observe them without judgment, allowing them to pass without being consumed by them. In doing so, you create the space to make conscious decisions, to choose your responses, and to act in alignment with your highest values. Now, let's explore how silence is not just a pause, but a powerful tool for inner peace and wisdom. One of the most overlooked aspects of silence is its ability to provide clarity. In our noisy, fast-paced world, we're constantly surrounded by distractions, be it from technology, work, or other people's demands. But when you embrace silence, you begin to discover the incredible clarity and strength it holds. In Buddhism, silence is often seen as a profound practice, not merely a lack of sound, but a deliberate choice to pause and reflect. It's a space where you can align your thoughts, connect with your deeper self, and gain wisdom that is otherwise buried beneath the surface of constant noise and activity. Silence is where you truly hear your inner voice, the quiet wisdom that comes from within. And in that stillness, you discover a sense of peace that cannot be found in the constant chatter of the world. Think about how silence is used in meditation. It's not just about being quiet. It's about creating the space to turn inward. When you meditate, you remove the distractions, you focus on your breath, and you let go of everything that is pulling at your attention. In this state of stillness, you experience a profound clarity. The noise of your thoughts starts to settle, and you can see things for what they truly are. Your mind becomes clear, your heart at ease, and you become more aware of the present moment. In everyday life, we often resist silence. We feel compelled to fill any gap in conversation with words, or we reach for our phones to check notifications whenever there's a lull. But this constant need to fill silence with something, anything, can leave us feeling disconnected from ourselves. The practice of silence, on the other hand, invites us to simply be. It encourages mindfulness, a deep awareness of the present moment, and a connection to our true selves. It is in silence that we begin to understand the flow of our thoughts and emotions, without being ruled by them. Silence is also a gateway to deeper listening. When you choose to be silent in a conversation, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're listening, truly listening, with full presence and awareness. And when you listen in this way, you gain insight into the person speaking, their emotions, their needs, and their intentions. Often we speak to be heard, but silence allows us to hear more than just words. It allows us to listen to the energy behind them. This kind of listening can completely transform relationships, helping you understand others on a deeper level, with more compassion and clarity. In difficult situations, silence can be a form of strength. When someone criticizes you or behaves in a way that triggers you, the first impulse might be to respond, to defend yourself. But in these moments, silence is often the wisest choice. It sends a message that you are not rattled by others' words or actions. You are calm, composed, and in control. By choosing silence over reaction, you create space for the situation to pass without escalating it, and you protect your own peace in the process. Moreover, silence can be empowering. It allows you to separate yourself from the noise of the world, to stand apart from the chaos. When you are comfortable with silence, you stop seeking validation from others. Your peace is no longer dependent on external circumstances or the opinions of others. Instead, you draw your strength from within, from the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable in your own presence. Let's talk about the ultimate power of silence in fostering genuine self-mastery. Embracing silence goes beyond just avoiding noise or resisting the urge to react. It becomes a deep practice that aligns you with your truest self. By practicing silence, you begin to unlock a profound strength rooted in self-awareness, emotional control, and personal clarity. Silence allows you to see the world not through the lens of external noise, but through the purity of your own inner truth. In Buddhism, silence is not simply the absence of sound, but the presence of clarity. When you embrace this silence, you connect with your inner wisdom and find the stillness that enables you to act from a place of purpose and intention. This deeper form of silence can be cultivated through simple practices like meditation, deep breathing, or even taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly, free from distractions. In doing so, you begin to hear the thoughts that truly matter and separate them from the constant chatter that distracts you from your true path. The ability to maintain silence in moments of adversity or conflict is not about being passive or retreating from life. It's about creating space. In this space, you find strength, peace, and clarity. When you don't react immediately to every challenge, you gain the ability to respond thoughtfully, choosing your words and actions carefully. Silence allows you to pause, reflect, and then decide the most meaningful way to move forward. It gives you the opportunity to align your responses with your highest values, rather than being swept away by the emotional tides of the moment. Moreover, silence builds resilience. By choosing not to react impulsively or over-explain yourself, you practice a powerful form of self-discipline. You gain control over your emotions, rather than letting external events dictate how you feel. This internal mastery is the cornerstone of a calm, centered, and fulfilled life. Over time, silence helps you develop a deeper sense of inner peace and emotional stability, which cannot easily be shaken by the judgments or actions of others. Think about the moments when you've been faced with anger or negativity. In those moments, silence can serve as your armor. It gives you the space to not only avoid unnecessary conflicts, but also to protect your energy. The world will always be full of people trying to provoke reactions, but when you respond with silence, you send a powerful message that you cannot be easily shaken. You refuse to participate in the drama and instead choose to maintain your peace. Silence becomes your way of preserving your dignity and self-worth, no matter what others say or do. At the heart of this practice is the understanding that silence is not a void, but a space for growth, reflection, and healing. When you step into silence, you step into your power. You allow yourself the freedom to let go of the need for approval, the need to prove yourself, and the need to fill every moment with noise. Instead, you embrace the stillness and allow it to guide you to your highest self. So, as you continue your journey of self-discovery and mindfulness, remember that the power of silence lies not in the absence of sound, but in the presence of your own awareness. When you choose silence, you choose peace, you choose clarity, and most importantly, you choose to honor your inner truth. Let silence be your strength, your refuge, and the space in which you find the wisdom to navigate life with grace, confidence, and inner peace. Thank you for taking the time to explore these powerful lessons with me today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with more wisdom and insights that can guide you on your path to self-mastery. Let's continue growing together in silence and strength. Stay calm, stay centered, and remember, true peace starts within.